to just 11% from three. Nick, besides this, I don't know, throwing your day off a little bit, what do you make of the Wildcats losing?
Man, how the hell do you have a 2-point game at the half against Buffalo turn into an embarrassment? You lose by 20-plus points. You're a lot of people's Final Four sleeper in the 4 line because you got the best player in the country, theoretically, DeAndre Ayton. How's DeAndre Ayton go from averaging 32 and 16 in your last 2 games on 75% shooting to getting 13 shots in a game? And how in the world do you go 2 of 18 from 3 while Buffalo goes 15 of 30 from 3? Like, there's the game right there, that discrepancy in threes. That's frustrating.
It seems like you're calling for an investigation.
Man.
Well, it seems like the whole team,
Yeah.
based on the investigation the coach is involved in, the whole team was concentrating on something else. I didn't like right after the game, two of their stars declared for the NBA. Seems like this team was very, very, very distracted.
That's a fair point. By the way, Arizona, here's what you have going for you. All 5 starters leaving and nobody in your recruiting class right now. Because everyone decommitted. They're in trouble.
Another big name went down yesterday when Oklahoma was knocked off by Rhode Island. Freshman sensation Trae Young scored 28 points, but in the end it wasn't enough to keep the Sooners' season alive. As a reward for their stellar performance, Rhode Island next gets to play the Duke Blue Devils on Saturday. But first, let's talk Trae Young. CC, do you think he'd be better off coming back for another season or going pro?
I really think so. He is not the kind of guy that has the physical ability, I believe, because he's not going to be able to play above the rim. He is a shot maker, a volume shooter. Doesn't have the dribbling skills of a Steph Curry. Steph is 6'4" also, so Steph's dribbling skills, Steph's ability to be, he's taller than him. And, Nick, you pointed this out. Steph, man.
Steph stayed 3 years of college.
Yeah.
Stayed 3 years. By the way, like Steph just had his 30th birthday party. So think about that for a second. You probably in your mind's eye don't think of Steph Curry as a 30-year-old. LeBron 33, Steph 30.
Yes.
It feels like LeBron's 8 years older than him. Why? Because Steph's only really been in the spotlight. I know he had the run at Davidson, but he's only been considered a star the last 4 years. So 3 years at college, 3 years in the NBA developing his game.
Sound like a recipe.
That's when he became Steph. Now, it is very rare for a player projected to go as high in the draft as Trae Young is. He's almost a lock top 10 pick to come back for another year. But the other thing when I'm watching yesterday, how is that going to fly in the NBA when you're taking the shots he's taking at the percentage he's taking them, even if it's a decent percentage, when you're no longer the best guy on your team? Oklahoma had to deal with it because that offense grinds to a halt when he goes to the bench. I don't know how that flies in the NBA as a rookie. So I think he will come out. I understand your point as to why maybe he shouldn't.
All right, friend of the show, Jay Wright led Villanova to a big win over Radford yesterday. Nova clicking on all the cylinders. They shot nearly 60% from the field. They were in control for the whole game. Good news for me because I've got Villanova in 114 of the brackets that I filled out yesterday. Nick, A, do I have too many brackets? And B, did Nova look like a team that could go all the way to you?
Absolutely. The only thing Nova has going against them right now is I picked them to win the national championship.
Uh-oh.
And I am on a cold streak, America, on picking champions across all sports.
Terrible to hear.
Villanova had all 5 starters scoring double figures. They were in full control. Unlike the other #1 seed that played yesterday, Kansas, they're trailing big in the first half. It's a 5-point game with 12 minutes left. Villanova ended this game by the under 12 timeout. Like Radford was just waiting for the buses. So Villanova did everything they were supposed to do yesterday.
Yeah,
they covered the spread.
Of course, they look like they can go the way. But my analysis on the coach. I told the coach last week, Coach, the tie bar thing got the rest that. So Coach rested the tie bar. Big East tournament, they did not lose. Last night's game, nice suit, Coach. Looking like a champion. I like it.
Tie bar?
Lighter gray. No tie bar.
No tie bar, CC.
Jay, listen, we know you watch the show. We appreciate that. For the love of God, please, will you put on a tie bar for the Sweet 16 or round of 32?
Why?
Just to quiet my partner.
Listen. Finally,
That's
Tiger Woods
big hate.
building.
Big hate.
Why are you hating on fashion? Tiger Woods building on his momentum from last week. Finished the day at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at 4 under, 4 strokes behind the leader. He even nailed a 71-foot putt. This from the guy who's only 11 months removed from spinal fusion surgery. CeCe, how impressed were you with Tiger yesterday?
You got to be impressed. Twice this season, he's played in back-to-back tournaments. We know he had a second-place finish last week in Tampa Bay at the Valspar.